In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an outdoor chin-up bar. Let's get into it. So first of all, here's what I used. All the links to the things I used will be in the description and the pinned comment. So I used wooden beams, which were 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 3 meters, or 4 inches by 4 inches by 10 feet. And I got it from a wood yard, so there won't be a link for that. You can either go to a wood yard or find them online, but the shipping costs might be quite a lot. I used a threaded pole, which was 1 meter with a 2.5 centimeter diameter, or 3.2 feet in length with a 1 inch diameter. Flanges, which are the little circles which the pole screws into, and they had a 1 inch diameter, so the same as the pole, so that it could screw in. Metal post brackets, which were 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, so the same size as the poles. And screws, obviously you need some screws to screw the flanges onto the posts. And concrete powder. So all the links for the stuff I use will be in the description and the pinned comment. Obviously you can tweak this to suit your situation, but the most important thing is that the poles, like the wooden beams, are the same size as the metal post brackets, because otherwise they're not going to fit. And you also want to make sure that the diameter of your flanges and your threaded pole is the same, and also that the screws fit the holes in the flanges. So first of all, you're going to want to dig a hole. I'd recommend using your threaded pole, so you can use that as a rough guide of where to start digging the hole. You want the hole to be pretty big, so it doesn't really matter too much how accurate it is, and keep the dirt somewhere nearby so you can fill it back in easily afterwards. Every so often, keep checking to see how much your fence bracket fits in the hole. As you can see here, I still need to do a bit more digging. You want the whole post to basically be in the ground, so it's actually quite a lot of digging, but trust me, it will be worth it. Alright, so once the holes are dug, the next thing I did is you put the fence posts in the fence brackets and then start to fill in the dirt. The reason I put the posts in the brackets is so that the mud and the dirt does not fill up the bracket, because you still want to be able to fit your pole inside. At this point I didn't fill the earth in all the way to the top, just to the bottom of the place where the post is held. This is to allow tightening and to make sure there's still a bit of movement so you can attach the pole flushly to the posts. Then we poured water to compact the earth and left it overnight. The next day we poured in some concrete powder and then sprayed it with some water using the hose so it would begin to harden and secure the metal brackets into the ground. We then left the concrete powder to dry overnight. Make sure it's dry before you go on to the next step. Then we measured where we wanted to put the pole and marked the area with a pencil so we knew where to drill the holes. Once you've carefully marked on where you want the pole to go, we used 8 foot approximately. Take out the poles and then place the flanges on the beams and draw circles or dots in the places where the screws will go. And then the next thing is, on one of the wood posts, drill the holes using a drill. This is so that you attach the pole to one post and then you can then line it up and screw it into the other post, because otherwise you're not going to be able to screw in the bar if the flanges are already on both posts which are set in the ground. But please be careful, I'm not paying for your medical bills. There's obviously other ways you can do this, but this worked well for us. Then screw on the other flange onto the end of the pole. Next, place the poles back in the brackets and screw in the threaded pole to the flange which is screwed into one of the poles. Then I tried screwing in the other flange to the other post using a screwdriver, but it was taking ages and not really getting anywhere, so we decided to use a drill. And again, be careful. Then tightened up the post brackets and took the earth which was kept nearby, poured it back round and compacted the earth with my shoes. I'd recommend putting the grassy bits of earth back on top so you don't ruin your lawn. And that's pretty much it. I'm also thinking of adding some supports on the side like this, as it can be a bit wobbly. Here's my first attempt at a muscle up. I do not recommend doing it like this. You'll probably injure your shoulder. Instead, work up to doing more pull-ups and then make sure you pull evenly, not just with one arm. That counts, right? Jeez, it creaks a lot. Might have to do something about that.
Doesn't look stable enough.
I'm taking that. Once again, all materials will be in the description, and I hope that helps. It costs between £100 and £150 and about 10 hours of my life, I think. You can try out a free trial of subscription, cancel any time, and we won't even ask for your payment details. If you're still watching, I humbly appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.